Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom to an only child in 3rd grade. And today I want to talk to you more about Curiosity Chronicles. If you have not heard of them, this is a history curriculum that I want to tell you all about. So keep watching. All right, so last time I did a video on this, it was part of a collaboration and I didn't have the actual physical books yet. So I want to do a little further in depth. I'm going to have a flip through at the end of this video for everything, but I want to talk to you a little bit first before I get into that. So this is what we tried Beautiful Feet last school year, and while my child loved it to an extent, she wasn't really retaining or really grasping the book, like the information in the books, because I feel like the books were very dry. That's my personal opinion. I know a lot of people love it. It just wasn't working for us. So I went ahead and purchased Curiosity Chronicles. We are doing snapshots of ancient history. So this is the textbook. It's a very nice hardcover text, and inside the book there is, lots of pictures. Everything is in color. And this is supposed to be a, what is that called? Secular. This is supposed to be a secular curriculum. So I'm really curious to see how it's done. I do believe that they do mention like BC and all that. But it is a secular curriculum. So the author of this book has placed a message which I really, really loved and appreciated in the very beginning of this book. And it is an introduction for parents. Now, to sum it up, because I'm not going to read this whole thing, but she said this book was intended to serve as a child's first introduction to history and is targeted at elementary children. With the homeschooling family in mind, and able to complete it in a 36-week school year by reading 1 chapter a week. And that is completely however you want to break it down. So this curriculum is written in dialogue form, which, if you don't know what that means, it means that it's basically written with 2 characters in mind to keep it conversationable and accessible for the child. So your child's going to probably be able to understand it a lot better because it is in conversation form. It's not just listing out facts like on a regular textbook, if that makes sense. She does go into a statement of bias, and she basically says history itself is biased. The problem with history is there's simply too much of it. It's impossible to write a book that includes all historical facts, and a writer must choose which facts to include, which introduces bias. Then there's a problem that historical facts do not speak for themselves, and they must be presented in context and interpreted. So how do you connect the historical facts together? Which interpretive theory do you choose? So to simplify the process, is what she's saying, is that it's intended to be secular. She does not present a religious worldview. Her presentation of the facts should be in line with current academics. She has chosen to use BCE and CE dating system since it is a standard system in many academic fields. It's open and accessible to people of all faiths or lack thereof. Religion is discussed when relevant to history, but is always presented as belief. So yeah, that's basically what I want everyone to know, is that that's her version of what she is considering secular. So there are two characters to the book. It is Ted and Mona, and it's literally written out in story form, and then they throw in a bunch of pictures and such as you go. I'm really excited about this. So it also comes with the student's guide, snapshots, the guide to snapshots of ancient history. So it says that all the activities needed to help your student make the most of this curriculum. The pages within this book are designed to help keep a child engaged and bring history to life. There are maps, there are vocabulary exercises, there are activity pages, puzzles, coloring pages, games, and so much more. It is designed to be used in tandem with snapshots of ancient history, as well as the instructor's guide for history, which I also have. So this is the instructor's guide. So the instructor's guide contains all the materials to help make the most of this curriculum. The expansion ideas within this book are designed to help keep a child engaged. Examples in this book include supplemental reading suggestions, cross-references, hands-on activity instructions, vocabulary and pronunciation guides, and answer keys, and so much more. I actually do recommend having this book because I think it is very beneficial to the whole package. I don't remember if they're sold separately. I think they are, but I would get the package if you're purchasing this, in my opinion. So it also comes with a download and I believe an audio book that the kid can either listen to or read the textbook. Now, it came with a printout of timeline. So what I did is, it was basically like 200 or 300 pages of like blank timeline, and then like a bunch of boxes, and then you could either put it in like a notebook or like a different whatever form you want to put the timeline in. I don't remember their exact binder or something. I don't know, something like that. But I decided to do it a different way. So I printed out like 1, 2, 3, the last like 4 pages of that document, and I printed it on sticker paper. So my child will be creating a timeline through this School Nest history timeline book. So if you're not familiar with School Nest, I'm not a fan of the cover. It shows every single fingerprint possible, but if you're not familiar, it has a timeline laid out like this. So it's already here in the book. The pages are decent quality, in my opinion. I could wish they were just a slab bit thicker for this purpose, but it's gonna work out just fine. So I printed these stickers out, and it's by chapter, right? So it says like today, and then it's blank was born, and you fill in some things, and then there's also like in 3500 BCE, the invention of cuneiform. Don't ask me how to pronounce that. I'm sure it's in the book how to pronounce it, but I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, of course I would pick the one that I don't know how to pronounce. Bent pyramid, 2600 BCE. Anyway, she's going to cut them out, put it in the history timeline book, and we're either going to write something beside it, or if there's anything else we want to gather, we have all of these stickers to do so in our timeline book. So I'm super excited. I love that they included a picture of some sort. And I think she's really going to like that, as she did like the notebooking aspect of Beautiful Feet. So I'm going to show you really quick. The student's guide is all in black and white. So how it's laid out, let's just go to random chapter here. So chapter 11 is Austronesia Sets Sail. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. But it has vocabulary at the top. It has comprehension questions. It has what do you think questions, timeline work, map work, because I do believe they have a map. They have different maps in the front that they are to do certain activities with, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's where so all your like extra activity pages are also going to be in this book. They also have a crossword puzzle listed in here, and then whatever the activity is in the next in the chapter. Now these are not perforated pages, which I love perforated pages. I'm kind of a snob that way, but the way that it's laid out is super easy, and I just wish you could take some of the pages out, but I can easily figure out a way to do that. I just have not done it. It's going to have all your game type pieces in here to cut out. So it has a bunch of different things to do. Now you can schedule it. So in the teacher's guide, it shows you, this is just a printout of a ton of things. Oh, this was my sample, I believe. Which you don't need because I have the actual books now. They were kind enough to send me. So in the teacher's guide, it talks about what's in here, what's included. It does include sample schedules, which is amazing. I love that. I love that they have different reading suggestions, so we could go pick out some books from the library on the topic that we're going to go over. I love the what do you think questions. They're open-ended and opinion. So I love the conversational piece there as well. Timeline work, it says, is a key component. So even though it's told in a broadly chronological order, events happen all over the globe at different paces, making a strictly chronological history impossible. Timeline work allows students the opportunity to visually see the flow of history and events that were happening in different parts of the globe at the same time. So each chapter will list the different events that should be added to the timeline. Love it. And then there are expansion as well. So it has the printable wall and notebook timelines, or markers and important dates and all that stuff. So map work, like I was showing you, is another, what they're saying, an important component of any history study to ensure students are familiar where events happen around the globe. Most chapters include a description of a short map activity for students to complete the events on that chapter. So there's lots that you could do here, but the best part of this curriculum is that it incorporates Minecraft. So at the end of each chapter, it will give the child a suggested Minecraft building activity. I absolutely love that. It provides your child with hands-on history project through each chapter without mess and the expense of like extra things. So that's really awesome. And it could, like, that they didn't choose Legos because Legos would be really complicated and could be pricey depending on what needed to be bought. It does have the answer key. So a quick, I mean, this is all in black and white as well, but it has everything you need. It has easy reader books, it has chapter books, it has cross references. It actually, I think it recommends you to get the Usborne Encyclopedia of World History and Ancient World, two different Usborne books. I believe, unless I'm wrong, I could be wrong. But I know they like have a strong book recommendation list to keep on hand. And then it just, I mean, it has a really cool activity, and it breaks it down. So it has an easy activity, and then it has like a more thorough, in-depth activity. So there's several different ones to choose from here. You can make a pharaoh's headdress. You can eat like a king. So it has 2 recipes on here. It has tiger nut sweets or honey cakes. So that's really fun. And then it also has the Minecraft Build King Tut's Tomb. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It tells you exactly how it should be built for Minecraft. So it says, King Tut was buried in a small, out-of-the-way location in the Valley of the Kings. If you already built Queen Hatshepsut's tomb, find a small but hard to find place nearby to build King Tut's tomb. The outside of King Tut's tomb should look very plain, but the inside should have all the wonders of a pharaoh, including all the food, treasure, and everyday objects King Tut would want in the afterlife. So it is open-ended there. Like, they can totally use their imagination to create so much. I'm just really, really excited. The back has all the answers to like all the crosswords and stuff like that, and yeah, tons of different maps for each chapter, or where they're supposed to label it. The map word key. It has the timeline sort order, like so many beautiful things. Yeah, review, fortune teller, review questions and answers for each chapter. I'm really, really excited about this, and I think my daughter is absolutely going to love it. So now that I have all of the books here, I am going to flip the camera around and do a very, very quick flip through. I don't want to flip through the entire thing, as I don't think that's necessary, but I want to give you a more close up so you can see the textbook and the student and teacher's guide a little bit up close. If you have any questions, I just spit, sorry. If you have any questions for me, please leave them down below. No judgment on my pronunciation of history facts or words, because I am the worst when it comes to that. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see from this curriculum, or anything you need to see from me in the future as far as flip throughs or anything like that. Just always leave that down below and I'll be happy to do that for you. So that is it. I'm going to quickly go over to the flip through. If you're not interested in that, then I'll see you in my next video.